Sonata Goes to Gym Class. Written by the New York Brony. "Where's Sonata?" Dash asked, as their gym teacher Spitfire led them into another stretching pose.
"She probably got lost on her way here,"
Fluttershy worried.
"Oh dear, I hope she's alright."
Applejack rolled her eyes. "She's fine. Sunset showed her and the other two around the school again this morning. I'm sure she knows exactly how to get here." "Are you really sure? Because that girl is like a blue-haired Pinky," Dash told her, bending down to touch her toes. "She may not be the brightest, but Sonata isn't completely stupid," Sunset replied, walking over to them. "She's in the locker room changing." "See? I told y'all everything's gonna be..." Applejack cut herself off with a whistle. Confused, the others turned to look where she was looking, and froze. Sonata was wearing a gym uniform that was clearly a little small for her, as it showed off her midriff. The shorts accentuated her long legs, and the tight shirt clung around her ample breasts, making them hard to not notice.
"Oh my..."
Fluttershy blushed.
"Is anyone else feeling slightly inadequate?"
Rarity asked, pulling at the collar of her own gym shirt, her face displaying her discomfort.
"Sonata, over here!"
Pinky called to her, waving her arms wildly, unaware of the awkward atmosphere.
"Hi, guys!"
Sonata chirped, running over to them. She hopped excitedly from one foot to the other, making her breasts bounce. Dash, transfixed, licked her lips. Applejack smacked her in the back of her head.
"Ow! It's not my fault! They're right there in front of me,"
she grumbled defensively, rubbing the back of her head.
"What's right in front of you?"
Sonata asked, tilting her head in curiosity. Rainbow quickly shook her head, as the others smacked their foreheads.
"It's nothing,"
she corrected herself.
"So, how does it feel to be a normal girl?"
Sonata shrugged.
"It's weird, but it's not so bad, I suppose. I eat regular food now, and I still can't sing. But enough about that. When does the fun start?"
Spitfire blew her whistle, signaling that stretching exercises were over. Sunset grinned.
"Right about now."
The girls formed their own little group, trying their best to explain to Sonata what they do in this particular class, after Spitfire announced that they'd be playing basketball, and then going out onto the track outside. "Anything where Fluttershy gets hit in the head either ends with ball, or has to do with a ball," Dash told the former siren. "So if she comes in looking more nervous than she usually is, that's because we're playing one of those sports. Dash, AJ, Pinky, and I are the fastest girls around," Sunset bragged. "No one in our class can match our speed records."
"Rarity doesn't play at all,"
Fluttershy said. "Yeah, that's because she's always whining about her feet hurting or something, and afraid she's gonna break a dumb nail. That's why she does the required walk around the track, and then sits in the bleachers texting for the rest of the period." Rarity flipped her hair, offended.
"Well, excuse me for not wanting to smell like sweat for the remainder of the day. Unlike you four, I like smelling like a lady."
She put a hand on her hip.
"A lady never sweats."
Dash gave her an incredulous look.
"Everyone sweats. I don't see what the big deal is." "Yeah, Rare Bear. Sometimes sweating will do you a little good,"
Pinky told her, pulling at the sweatband around her forehead. Rarity made a disgusted sound. "Ugh! I'll pass." She then went to sit on the bleachers, exactly like Applejack said she would. Sonata jumped up and down as Dash got a hold of a basketball.
Oh! What are we doing right now?"
"Well, we're doing drills, so I pass the ball to you, you pass it back to me. It goes on like that until Teach blows the whistle again," Rainbow explained, tossing the ball to the blue-haired girl. Sonata caught it and passed it back to her.
"This is fun!"
She giggled, catching it again. They went back and forth again, until Spitfire said it was time for free throws. This was Dash's favorite activity. No one in the class could make as many shots as her in one go.
Okay, so basically all you need to do is shoot the ball in the hoop, she told Sonata, handing her back the ball. Now don't feel bad if you don't get it on the first try. Not many people...
Swoosh!
Like that?
Sonata asked, going to retrieve the ball after it fell under the net of the hoop.
Yeah,
Rainbow nodded.
But lucky shot. I bet you can't do it again.
Swoosh.
I did it again! Did you see that, Rainbow Dash? It went in!
Sonata clapped her hands excitedly. By now, a crowd of other students, mostly male, gathered around to watch. Dash grit her teeth as Sonata made shot after shot. Her record was 20 shots in a row. Even if Sonata was on a roll, it was only beginner's luck. There was no way she could possibly... Wow! The new girl just beat Dash's record! Someone in the crowd shouted out. Dash stomped over to Sonata and snatched the ball from her.
Give me that!
She dribbled it a few times and tossed it at the hoop. It bounced off the rim and came flying back at her, hitting her in the mouth and busting her lip in the process. She cursed as her lips started to bleed.
Oh my goodness! Are you okay?
Sonata asked, bending down to assist her.
Do you need to go to Nurse Redheart's office?
Dash shook her head.
No, it's fine. I'm good,
she responded, her ears burning bright red with embarrassment as she walked over to Applejack, Fluttershy, Sunset, and Pinky, who, by the looks on their faces, had seen the entire thing. You know, they always say that a big ego will get you a big head, but I don't think they said anything about a swollen lip, Sunset said smugly, folding her arms.
Ha ha! Very funny,
Dash replied dryly, sucking on her lip to stop the bleeding.
Seriously though, what the heck is up with her? She barely knew what to do before I told her anything, and now she's practically going for the Guinness Book of World Records.
She jabbed a finger in the direction of where she came from, where more cheers erupted, no doubt because of Sonata.
I wouldn't think about it too hard. Maybe you're just that good of a teacher. Student surpasses the master and all that,
Applejack assured her with a smile. That seemed to inflate Rainbow's ego again.
Yeah, you're right. I am an awesome teacher after all.
Do you think this perfection comes from her being a siren? Fluttershy asked, pushing a strand of hair out of her face. Sunset shook her head. Couldn't be. She's not a siren anymore, remember?
Yeah, but that doesn't explain the friskily cute yet severely unnerving knack for sports. And things that have to do with balls.
Pinky giggled. Spitfire blew her whistle and pointed to the door, indicating that it was time to run the track. Sunset smirked. Come on, girls. If there's one thing she can't beat us at, it's running. The spring breeze whipped around them as they all leaned against the fence in front of the bleachers. Spitfire was making everyone run a lap around the track, while she timed them with her stopwatch. Since Pinky, Sunset, AJ, and Dash had the fastest times, they didn't feel the need to prove themselves once again. They all ranged from 4 to 5 minutes, no more, no less. Fluttershy sat with them because she gets a panic attack when she runs, and Rarity sat with them because there was no way she was going to get herself drenched in sweat.
Sonata has good hand-eye coordination, but let's see her outrun us,
Dash said, folding her arms behind her head.
Don't get too cocky,
Applejack said.
Especially when Pinky and Sunset got a faster time than you.
Dash folded her arms.
Yeah, whatever,
she responded defiantly. Sonata stood at the beginning of the track, stretching and attracting the attention of a few male students. She seemed to be oblivious to this fact, and happily awaited the signal to run. Spitfire blew her whistle, and Sonata shot off like a rocket, clearing almost half the track in 2 minutes. The other girls stared in awe as she ran the rest of the way, and gasped when she completed the lap 20 seconds ahead of Pinky's record.
That's a school record! No one has ever run that fast!
Spitfire said, taking off her glasses.
My life is ruined!
Dash wailed dramatically. The other girls ran over to her, all wearing faces of shock.
Okay, how the heck did you do that?
Sunset asked, shaking her by the shoulders.
I'm a fast swimmer. Fast swimmer, fast runner.
Sonata shrugged. But how does that explain the basketball thing? Applejack asked. Sonata shrugged again.
Who knows? Maybe I just have a knack for it.
She walked off the track and back into the building as the bell ending the period rang. Rarity shook her head in disbelief, following after her.
I suppose the same rule that applies to Pinkie Pie applies to Sonata.
Dash groaned, walking beside her, ego in shambles.
And that would be...
Don't question it.